Hi everyone, so you've seen a million Wet n Wild tutorials from me and a million Wet n Wild Dream Movers blog posts, reviews, comparisons, and whatnot. So I'm sure a variety of you have already figured out which colors are comparable to others. I'm not really, I guess, doing an actual like series, more or less just sort of like a little mini series with the Dream Movers palettes, because I only was able to pick up 3. I would have picked up all 6, but I was unable to find all 6, and I'm not comfortable with eBay sellers usually. So I'm gonna be doing this look with the Wet n Wild Fly Me to the Moon palette. It's got this beautiful bright blue in here that's a great dupe for MAC's Freshwater, Black Tide, and this sort of reminds me of like a chunky chromolust, well, not quite a chromolust, more of those orbital bits type eyeshadows that MAC has released in the past. It's pretty chunky, so it's not quite Crystal Avalanche because it really has no color payoff. It's pretty much just like a glitter, really refined glitter eyeshadow. So I've used all 3 colors for this look and some eyeliners, blush, and of course lipstick. So I have a blog post of the 3 Dreamweavers palettes I was able to pick up, and it'll be a link to my blog post in the bottom bar if you'd like to check that out. And anytime that you don't see a tutorial from me in your sub box, I will be putting it on Twitter, and of course sneak peeks are on my Facebook, as well as other information about makeup and blah blah blah. Alright, so I hope that you enjoy this look, and yeah, thanks so much for watching. So I've already applied Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden just to cancel out the redness. It really matches my own skin, so I really love it. This one's actually my favorite formula because it's matte and opaque. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the Makeup Forever Aqua eyes in number 1. I have a stub of this left, and I just thought I'd use it all up. And then I'm just going to also take this into the inner tear ducts. I'm just going to line all the way around, and it helps to do this before you have any shadows on, especially when dealing with heavier liners and darker shadows. I'm going to take Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Shadow Pencil in Barracuda. They're coming out with a set of these, which is super exciting. I'm just going to take this and smudge it super close to the lash line. Just like so. And it really sticks right onto the lid, so unlike the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils, you don't really have to worry about product control as much, unless your skin just tends to make everything super, you know, oily. Then I would just take a little bit and smudge that out. Or you can take a little bit of this onto a pencil and then smudge it onto your lash line, but it might really stain your pencil because these are almost waterproof. They really don't move at all. I'm going to take the Crease shade you see right here in the Wet n Wild Fly Me to the Moon palette. This is from the Dreamweavers collection. But you can take even the Blue Had Me at Hello palette. It has black and blue, and that would be a great palette. I'm just going to take that up on Bedazzling Tools 781. And we're going to smudge that out across the Barracuda pencil. That way all that black pigment has something to cling to, so it's just less likely to go down your face. And plus the Barracuda pencil does create a wonderful base for the black shimmery eyeshadow. It makes it look very black and shimmery all the more. The black shimmery shade in the Blue Had Me at Hello palette is actually more pigmented than Fly Me to the Moon. I'm going to take the piece de resistance of this entire palette. It's wonderful. It is a close, not close, it's replicable to the MAC eyeshadow Freshwater. It's really spot on, and I have a Blogspot swatch of this compared to Freshwater by MAC. So this particular color is actually worth getting this palette because there's no other blue just like this one by Wet n Wild, but maybe in a future palette they'll recreate Freshwater in a different palette. Usually they do Bout Deep Truth, which I'm not too keen on having 20 versions of that color, but it's a nice color, so what can you do? I'm just kind of smudging that out directly on top in a winged eye fashion. So when you open your eye, you just have that smoldery look to it, and then just blend out the outer corner a little bit so mine looks patchy because I just wasn't too careful on that blending right out there. We're just gonna clean this up when we're all done either way, so that'll get rid of that. I'm gonna take a little bit of that blue on this short paddle brush. I'm just gonna press it to get a more defined line. That pencil brush isn't really getting a very straight defined line, to sort of make sure that the line is solid and not patchy. I'm just smoothing out the shape. I suppose a more defined pencil brush. This brush is great, but it's more of more like the MAC 226, which is just more tapered than the 222 or 224. So it's not really giving me a straight line. Now whenever I do the motion to sort of clean up the outer corner, it's just by sticking my finger in the tissue and then pulling it up towards where my eyebrow kind of stops. So that's kind of always just my point of direction. The reason why I tend to take the eyeshadows out far is just so I can get, you know, everything blended well, and it kind of eventually spreads out a bit far. And I prefer not to use tape. I think this is a cleaner look. It gives a softer line. Now for the outer bit, or the upper bit, whatever you want to call it, we're going to take that Frosty White Browbone shade, and this is pretty frosty. So we're just going to use that to smooth out the edges. You can see it's pretty shimmery too. It definitely gives you like a very lunar look. So just like that, and this is just so that the blue doesn't really move. I'm not taking it up right up against the eyebrow. Now there's always deals at Wet n Wild, so you can usually get a palette, you know, buy one get one free or buy one get one half off, and they're inexpensive either way. So I'm just going to take a Browbone shade. This is a dupe of MAC's Orb. It's just that soft peachy color. We're just going to go ahead and place that directly underneath the brow bone, just to keep the brow bone looking very clean. I think the look can look a little unpolished when too much like icicly shimmer is brought right up against the brow bone when you already have a pretty intense eye. I'm going to take a blend of this peach and this soft brown color from the Vanity palette on the Sigma E25. This is just a sample brush. I got it at IMATS. I didn't pay for a natural hair brush, in case you're wondering. And then we're just going to blend that right there. Right on top, just to seal in those shadows. You can always go back over that space with that same frosty color if you want to re-intensify it. But I think maybe without that matte, a little bit of a more drier, flat eyeshadow, that blue could move pretty bad and just ruin the whole thing. I'm going to take the Urban Decay Barracuda shade stick one more time, sorry, and we're just going to roll that underneath the lower lash line. Just be very careful, try to make sure it's got at least a point so that the smudging's a bit easier. I'm going to take a little bit of that blue eyelid eyeshadow again, and we're just going to take this brush and we're going to set that pencil, not that it truly needs it, but it'll also help pull the blue back into place. Sometimes I don't like lining with black eyeshadow because it's kind of harsh. If you want to do it, you could always take that crease color, pack it on to the tips of your brush, and then just do the outer bit. It's a pretty glitter intensive shadow. I'm sure that it's ice safe, but I would just place that into the outer edge. not the waterline. Since the waterline is an Aqua eye or a waterproof eyeliner, I actually have never had an issue with it moving, but if you do, then I would set it with a matte black eyeshadow. I'm going to take a little bit of the Urban Decay 24/7 waterproof liquid liner in Perversion. I really like this liner. I'm super happy that I have like a backup in the book of shadows that I'll be doing tutorials with too. We're just going to line the upper lash line kind of heavily. And then we're just going to pull that out and stay inside the blue space of the wing. Just 'cause I think it would look a little too much with the double wing, but you can go ahead and do what you want. It's up for interpretation. I know there's not a ton of eyeshadow going on, but it's up to you. Now I just applied my mascara, and I'm going to take the Ardell Mod Lash Accents. And number 305, Ardell also makes these. Other companies make them. They're just actually really pretty, so I just recommend, you know, doing fairly heavy black mascara just to match up with these, and these will give you a nice elongated eye and a little flare at the end. Alright, so for blush, I'm going to take a little bit of MAC's My Highland Honey. This came out last year with the Tartan tail. I'm sorry it's not a brand new blush by any means because it was limited edition from December. I try to make it a point not to buy things I don't need, especially if I already have that particular color to create a certain look, because it's just kind of wasteful to dupe everything you own and then you end up with just multiple ones from each brand. So a good dupe of this though is NYX Soft Peach, and Inglot also has wonderful, really soft and dark colored blushes. I'm just going to take a little bit of My Highland Honey on my Eco Tools brush, and we're just going to put that on. It's a little orangier than NARS Sex Appeal. So there you go. I'm going to take Urban Decay's 24/7 lip liner in Wallflower. I'm just going to line my lips and fill them in with this nudie pencil. I'm going to take MAC's Creme de Nude for just a really kind of blanky, blank out nude lip. I use this quite a bit. I really like this as a nude lip color. And MAC's 2N Lipglass. This is just a nudie color with sort of a pink undertone to it. It came out with the N collection and all ages, all races, all sexes, and I believe Warm and Cozy, or one or the other. A variety of N lipsticks have been released in various collections. So I hope that you enjoy this look, and thank you so much for watching.